Christ, who asked this question?
Isn't this a good? What's up, y'all? My name is Ellez. I am the wife, the hinge, and I'm also the one that's always explaining this dynamic.
I'm Tank, the husband, and I am not currently dating outside this polycule.
What is up, y'all? My name is Daffne. I'm the girlfriend. I'm dating Ellez, and Tank and I are platonic duos for life.
And together, we're figuring out communication,
Boundaries.
Jealousy.
while still living our best life.
Welcome to our Polyverse.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
All right, now that you know who we are, let's get into the fun part.
The questions that everyone's been dying to ask.
And if you want to submit questions, all you have to do is send it to us at Our Polyverse or it's ourpolyverse@gmail.com.
That's right, get to it.
First question. Are you ready? What does polyamory look like in your life right now?
Who wants to answer this first?
This is what our
I guess it was up to me, right? Well, you got the question. You nailed the question. So moving on. Yes. What does polyamory look like in your life right now? Well, polyamory for us is even outside of the mainstream clinical definitions. Ours is a little bit more odd because we have a previous traditional lesbian, a bisexual, and a heterosexual-ish male.
Ish.
I like how that's all you have to say. I think it's awesome. Polyamory in our life right now is definitely an interesting dynamic, and I think it's very unconventional from typical polyamory in itself. It's like alt poly as well, but polyamory look like in our life now. It's living life with two other individuals and choosing love every day, choosing clarity and choosing communication.
I think that from outside looking in, it may look like he's the lucky guy. But really, in this dynamic, I am the lucky girl. That's how my polyamorous life looks like right now. I'm actually with two alphas. How would I explain that?
Yeah, that's fine.
I am with two alphas that figure out how to share, and that's very unique, I would say.
Well, it is funny. I actually didn't stop to think about how polyamory looks literally different from all of us. Like for me, I'm a lesbian dating you who's married to a man. You're married to her who's dating a lesbian, and you're dating both of us. Like it's each perspective is its own version of polyamory that you see out there, let alone it united together. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, according to the last clinician's manual I read, we don't actually fit into any of the current labels, and I am fantastic with that.
Which is why it's our Polyverse. Are you guys ready for the next question?
Yes.
Which one of you... Do you want me to read all of them, or do you guys want to...
Why don't you be the reader?
I love that. Okay. Which one of you takes the longest to get ready?
Me.
I agree. You take longer than both of us to get ready.
However, I do think that the reason she takes so long to get ready, or not so long, but she takes the longest to get ready, is because she actually has a nurturing side of her that makes sure that we look fire. I don't know if it's nurturing or narcissism because we're going out with her. So we have to look fire to be hanging out with her. So she does take longer to get ready, but that's only after she's taken the time to make sure that we're on point.
That's right. You better look sharp if you're walking next to me. So yes, I would say that I take the longest, but really also depends on the activity because you do take your time.
If I have to do my curls, it's gonna take a lot longer. And then sometimes, if like let's say the outfits aren't pre-planned, I'll like be in circles until I'm like, oh man, babe, help me out. I have like this idea. Instead of that, nah. If she takes care of it, then I'm dressed like this. If I don't have makeup too, if I'm just like, oh, I'll just do some eyeliner, and then if I have makeup, then it's also having you do my makeup. So either way,
I take the longest.
Yeah.
Next question.
How do you define healthy poly?
I believe healthy polyamory is healthy communication, being honest, even if it's hard, being vulnerable, being okay with communicating your needs.
You need to be grounded. You need to be self-aware. If you are unaware of your own boundaries, you can't set any in your relationship. So that communication that you have in this relationship is just as important as the communication you have with yourself.
I agree. It takes a whole different amount of honesty with yourself, a level of honesty with yourself and what your needs are, and also being able to communicate and also comprehend, right? If they're talking to you or they're talking to me and I'm not comprehending or perceiving it from their perception, then it's kind of just not healthy in a way to where you want to be able to, for me personally, healthy poly is being able to communicate, comprehend, and understand my needs and my partner's needs, and being able to navigate through those waters together with honest communication, healthy communication, and a ultimate level of truth on all sides, with yourself, with each other, everything.
Amen.
Okay, what archetype are you in relationships? Nurture, leader, explorer, anchor. What do you think you are, your archetype in this relationship?
Yes.
I believe from the options you just said, a nurturer for me.
You are. You definitely are a nurturer. I would also say the anchor.
And I'm also the anchor, and I'm also the explorer.
That's why I said all of them. I think in order to be healthy in this relationship, you need to probably exercise all of those. You're probably not a complete human if you don't have nurturing tendencies, if you don't have some leadership in you, if you're not an explorer, if you can't anchor yourself or others. So I don't know that these archetypes are particular to each one of us, or that we all exhibit all of them, but at different times. Because sometimes I'm the anchor, sometimes she's the anchor, sometimes she's the anchor, sometimes she's leading, sometimes she's leading, sometimes I'm leading. That all comes through self-awareness.
I also think that also comes with you and her being a well-rounded individual. I think that there's definitely people in polyamorous relationships that aren't leaders. Mm-hmm. That aren't going to be the explorers, but would rather, hey, someone say, show up, do this, do that, and then bam, not even have to think about it. I think that that's where, again, in our perspective and our dynamic is so unique, because we do access and have access to each of those qualities, all of us. Yeah, absolutely. Nurture, leader, explorer, anchor. We do all of those. It's a lot of fun. It's very interesting, and yeah, just leading each other into just beautifulness without societal's expectations.
I think the fact that we are all as a group working on ourselves every day, in different areas in our lives, makes us our own nurturers, leaders, explorers, and anchors. And then when we bring that together, it creates magic.
Okay, so next, how do you navigate conflict when multiple nervous systems are activated at once? Who wants to answer this first?
Jesus Christ, who asked this question?
Isn't this a great? Are activated at once. I think it's, this is going to be dependent on the situation, obviously, but I also think it's, the good thing about us is we kind of all know each other really, really well now, especially 3 years in, on how to be able to have conflict resolution, even if it isn't in that moment. Post, we always debrief, always talk about it, and then also just being mindful. Like, I think that it takes a level of maturity to be able to communicate smoothly when you're upset. I think it's easy to how do I say this? I think it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's easy to fall into patterns of defensiveness.
Yes.
You want to defend yourself. I think how we navigate it is that at the end of the day, even when we do our debriefing, we understand that we're all in this because we love one another, and that all of it's
I think that like everyone else, we're humans, and we can get triggered and have our patterns and stuff that we're working on every day. But I think that the most important thing is that we always come back and apologize. We always come back with the right tone to really discuss it with a settled brain and more sane mindset, regardless of what triggered us earlier. So I think that's the best part here. We don't ever go to sleep without being upset at each other at all.
Well, we don't ever go to sleep without making sure that we're not upset.
What did I say?
That we only go to sleep when we're upset with each other.
No, I said we don't ever go to sleep
Yes.
if we're upset
If
with
we're
each
upset,
other.
Yeah.
Without being upset.
Yeah, I would say we do a really good job of making sure we understand where each other's coming from, and like you said, like regardless of what occurred, why this reaction happened that way, we do a really good job at recentering, and say, okay, this is what happened. We'll do better with this. This is, how we're gonna handle this next time, and keep it moving forward. I think that it's easy to get stuck on like this is what made me mad and why, versus this is how this affected me, and this is what we can do moving forward to pivot from that.
Next question.
Perfect.
All right, let's do it. What myths or stigma do you wish people would stop repeating? I know exactly what I want to say for this. I'll let you guys go first. I wish that people would stop saying polyamory is gross. Oh my god, the STDs. That one really bothers me.
Apparently.
Yeah. Well, because I just feel like it's so ignorant to say, especially because 9 times out of 10 in polyamory, you're more careful. In the heterosexual community, not everyone's asking where are your papers, have you been tested, who are you sleeping with, la 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 la. Like being in polyamory, thankfully for us, we're a closed tribe, so it just goes right here. That's it, nowhere else. But I think there's a big stigma and like, oh, poly, ew, you're gross, you sleep with so many people, and it's like it's not even about that at all. It's not even about being able to sleep with multiple people. I think that there's a big difference between polyamory and swinging. Like swinging, that's your main focus, right? But your main focus in polyamory is that. That was the end of my rant.
I think same. Excuse me. I think it's the same for me. People just automatically think that it's just an excuse for you to be promiscuous, and that's just not what it is. Or that you fall in love easy with everyone, and it's like this whole like just everyone comes and goes, and it's not the case.
What comes and goes, it just that just depends.
Like, wow. What stigma do you?
Is there any?
I wish to abolish all stigmas, all shame related to consensual non-monogamy.
I love that. Which one is most likely to get you all kicked out of somewhere?
Valerie.
Definitely Valerie.
Who is she?
Valerie. Valerie is Ellez when she drinks tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, next question.
Next question.
How do you balance schedules without losing yourself?
Well, I think that we don't lose ourselves because we have also chosen to do a lot of things together that we enjoy. So we do business together, and what was I saying?
I think we're really active in being mindful of each other's schedule and building around that. So like every Tuesday we have date nights where we go out and do something together. We are intentional about our gym time together and just being able to, I think that most poly places that they balance is like, I'm going to do this with this partner and do that with that partner. But we actually thoroughly enjoy doing things together. So we do a lot of things intentionally, collectively together. We go hiking together. We go vacationing together. We do all kinds of stuff, and we do it all super intentional. And again, like really the only time we're outside doing other stuff is typically like work.
Yeah, like not only do we love each other, we actually like each other.
Yeah, which is important.
Like we enjoy each other's company. We share the same humor. Like we just enjoy doing activities together. Yes.
I think actually for me, why this works so well is that we are all enthusiastic for everyone's growth. Like, we're not just here to watch Ellez grow or me grow or Daffne grow. We want everybody to grow, and that means we want everybody to grow in the things that they love. So how do we not lose ourselves? We encourage one another. Are you singing for Daffne? Are you painting for Ellez? Are you writing for Tank? So we are very involved in the other individual's happiness and outside of what we do. But we are very fortunate because those kinds of things are what align us and allow us to want to spend all that time together.
How does your family feel about you being in a poly relationship, and are you open? Well, I mean, it was hard at first for me, especially like coming out of I was married to a woman, so the queer part was fine. Like my family's kind of been in the know of it for a while and done dealt with the whole coming out thing, and that's a different story for a different day. But when it came to like having a man in my life, you know what's crazy is I actually received a lot more about that of, oh, I can't believe you're like living with a man. Oh, you're not a lesbian because you're sleeping with a woman who sleeps with a man. I'm like, that makes her bisexual, not me. So there's like, it's a lot. It's very interesting to me. It's like that people actually like cared, and like me sharing you on my socials, me sharing you with my with family. And they were like, how are you adjusting to that? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like everything's fine, everything's just like you see, like we're having a great time. I think it's helpful too that you're such a different type of human, a different type of man. Super respectful, super just has wisdom, also very anchoring. I think
anchored or angry?
Anchoring.
'Cause
Anchoring,
I would
because
say both of those are right.
yeah. But you do a good job at like there's a word for a grounding. You do a good job at like grounding when things are kind of water. If like I'm upset about something that a family member said to me, you do a really good job of being like, well, they don't get from this perspective, and this and that. And I think I've gotten to the point where it's like take it or leave it, and it doesn't bother me if you don't understand, that's cool, but I'm happy, and that's really at the end of the day that's all should matter. If you want to ask questions respectfully, do it, but as long as everything's done with good intentions, like you can be here. If not, stay away.
I think with me, since I'm a person I'm pretty out there. I don't hide myself, and in all aspects, from my tattoos, my piercings, my alternative life, our BDSM life, it's all been in my family's faces at all times. Being in a poly relationship didn't change that fact. Being an educator for many years of an alternative lifestyle, the BDSM world has made me very okay with having those fights or having those uncomfortable conversations with my family and exposing them to a life that is just alternative. It doesn't mean it's wrong, it's just different. And because of our educational background, we've really taken our time to educate my family. I come from a very traditional Hispanic world, and so they don't fully understand it, but they do accept it in a way. I mean, they have their moments, they may have their comments, but they still accept.
They're very respectful of it.
Yeah, they still, even if they don't agree with things while we're there, they don't make us feel that way. At least I don't think so. I bring her around. They're used to. I mean, obviously we've been together for 10 years. Even that was a thing. Like he's 20 years older than me, so I've kind of been.
Yeah, let's add that to the mix.
Like I eloped. So everything I've done has been pretty alternative out there, and my family have kind of been rolling with the punches, and they just love me. They see a good person, someone with goals, and they see love, respect, and that's kind of what they hold on to, even though they don't understand it themselves.
For my family, I've always been out there, and they would rather spend time around me than not around me. So that's Tank, that's his life, and we accept it.
Plus, it's more love. Like, once they see that there's love all around us, then how can they hate that?
I'll say shout out to my mom. I love that she sent us a holiday card.
Ooh.
And she sent to all of you. I think verbiage is super important, and I think that I love that. I don't think that I know that. I love that. I love the intentionality. It was a great question.
That's right.
Why do some people fail at polyamory? These are all our own personal opinions.
In my opinion, I believe is because there's not enough communication. They're not being honest with themselves. They're in it for the wrong reason. If you're searching for a third or more to fill a hole, no pun intended, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. It should add on to your already awesome relationship. It shouldn't be other energies shouldn't be added because you're missing something, or if there's a void.
Some people fail at polyamory.
I believe that the people that fail at this dynamic.
Misty says, I agree.
I believe it's because they're not being honest with themselves, with their partner. They're not doing it for the right reasons. If you're adding more energies to your already dynamic, because you're filling a void, that's the wrong way to go about it. It should be adding on to something already awesome, not because you're missing something or there's a void, and you're doing that. So I feel like if you go about it that way, eventually there's gonna be like real like toxic jealousy and just toxic patterns that are gonna show up because you're just not in it for the right reasons. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, you gave all of it.
Great answer.
I think that people who fail at polyamory are failing because they're not just being truthful. You're just not being truthful with yourself, your needs, what you want, and also your partner's needs and what y'all need together. Like at the end of the day, I think if you're like disgustingly honest with each other, I don't want to say disgustingly, if you are utterly to the highest level honest with yourself, your needs, and your partner and their needs, and if they mix well, then it's fine. But if they don't mix well and you can't communicate that, just like she said, then that's going to cause a lot of issues. And I think that a lot of people, the very first thing they fail at fundamentally is not being as honest with themselves as they should be, and let alone with other people around them.
Amen.
What is your advice to couples who want to open up safely? Communication. And also being flexible with your boundaries. I think that in the beginning you might say, these are my boundaries, but be mindful, like, sometimes when you're in a situation, they change, and just communicate that with your partner. Like I know I said this was my boundary. This is what I'm currently feeling about this. How do you feel? Okay, good, awesome. Okay, no, awesome. Like just checking in. You're gonna need to do a lot of that in the beginning.
Yes. Be open. Be vulnerable. If you can't be honest with your partner, work on that first.
Went to our Which One of You segment.
Ooh.
You ready?
What is this?
Which one of you is the voice of reason? Who do you think is the voice of reason?
I think that it depends on the subject, the situation, and our headspace.
I agree.
Because sometimes we're all crazy, sometimes we're all sane, sometimes
2 out of 3 of us are crazy, and 1 of us is sane, or 1 out of 3 of us is crazy, and 2 is sane.
Yeah, it depends.
That's a good one. I agree. It definitely is going to be dependent on what is the reasoning. Like, why does there need to be a voice of reason? What's going on? Which one leaves their stuff everywhere?
You can leave the mic right there. You can leave the mic right there.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I was about to be like, me? Even I'm not that bad.
What? I do. I have clutter, but I know where my stuff is.
She
in
doesn't.
The clutter. Yes, I do. In the clutter.
No.
And if it's moved out of my specific clutter,
She moves it.
then I don't know where it is.
Ask us why we're using 1 mic.
Meaning the clutters in her head.
I'm doing better.
She's really good at keeping my things from losing, but her things, we're working on it.
Well, you have such a photographic memory. Like, I don't want to say photographic, but you literally can see something and be like, oh, it's right here and right there.
It also works because organization is key. When you have clutter everywhere,
It's organized clutter. I know it's in the clutter, and where is that clutter?
she doesn't. Okay. But what about you? So this man, if this stuff is not chained to his body, it's...
It didn't ask who loses everything.
All right. All right. Which ones forgets plans or shows up late? Actually, we did a pretty good job at showing up.
I show up and in style. That's my
Yeah,
favorite.
we show up.
We usually plan it together. So.
And this one shows up late.
Who is the biggest romantic? I think that you and I have a very big romantic like core. The romance core. You know how they say like cottage core, this core. Like I feel like we're like book talk, typical like romance. We like romance novels. We like poetry. We like reading all about it. You like watching romantic movies and being romanced. Yeah.
So. Yeah, I take it very well.
You take romance very well.
She does.
Which one will survive a zombie apocalypse?
Tank.
I can't wait for the zombie apocalypse. Who eats the last stack without telling anyone?
Loses their phone while holding it.
Me.
Corrects grammar for no reason.
There's always.
Nor's like a villain.
Keep that mic right there.
And then move it to your left when you're done.
Over
there
this
go.
left. Well, I know you're not talking.
You can't hear me through my machine.
Whatever.
Well, he has a machine, so he won. He won. With me, they lie to me. They tell me I don't snore, but now I guess I do.
Who's
like a villain.
I tell you snore.
Like a villain.
We got videos.
I have audios like memos. I have to throw them in here. Insert audio right here.
No.
Who orders DoorDash on 2 a.m.? You.
Under protest.
Who eats off everyone's plates?
Me, and I will eat off of your plate if you're on our table too.
It's the group lost even with navigation.
You.
It's definitely me.
Who has the best alibi energy? You. What's alibi? Like accomplice?
Yeah, you're close. So like if something's happened and someone could say, where were you? If someone was like, where was Tank? We'd both be like, he was here with us.
I think all of us.
Yeah, we'd all come for each other.
So probably how we should structure these is just run down them, right?
Yeah. So let's do like a. If you guys enjoyed this.
Be like, how do holidays, Valentine's Days, and anniversaries work in our dynamic?
Okay.
How do holidays, Valentine's Day, and anniversaries work in our dynamic?
I get pretty and I show up.
We do, like I said, we're really intentional about doing stuff together. Like we already planned our Valentine's Day. We're gonna do like an outing, go somewhere out of town, have a little fun, not too much out there.
Yeah, this year.
But it's gonna be exciting without giving too much away. But we plan a lot together. It's beautiful that Tank and I we share a lot of very similar adventurous ideas, and because we're also both romantics, we're both into a lot of the same things. That we plan a lot of different experiences for our baby right here. So we do everything together. We literally do everything together. I enjoy that. I'm going to speak for myself when I say that. I utterly enjoy that.
All right, guys. As we wrap up, we want to leave you with this.
What's one thing about communication, love, or poly that you're curious about?
Send us all your questions and let us explore it together.
Bye, guys. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.